shaking right now. It's fine. It's fine. Hey guys, so last time we saw each other, there were less than half of you that there are now. So that's awesome, but also like really blowing my mind right now. It kind of feels like I expected to be addressing like a room full of people and I come out and there's like a stadium full of people. That's kind of how I'm feeling right now. So hi everyone, thanks so much for subscribing. Good to see you all. I hope you're all having a great day. I'd like to formally welcome you guys to the Panda Fam. Panda Fam, is that a cringy thing to call you guys? Probably, but I'm gonna do it anyway because, I mean, like any proper nerd, I try to be cool, but I'm really just a bucket full of cringe, so we're just gonna go with it. Welcome to the Panda Fam. Thanks so much for subscribing, and I hope you guys are having a good time, that you enjoy this video, and it's gonna be great. I wanted to also say thank you to everybody who replied to my last video. Like the response to that last video was crazy, and it was really reassuring to see people's comments about how like they had done things on my list, or like all of the things on my list, or a few of the things on my list, or something completely different that was on my list that was just like way worse than any pain that I had gone through on that list. So like, anyway, it was reassuring to know that we're all in this together and we're all making stupid choices together, so thank you guys for that. I really appreciate it, and hopefully we will make better choices in the future, but it's not likely. I'm back this week with another Storytime video, and I thought this would be fun to share because it is quite a favorite on my Instagram. I like to go on live streams sometimes on Instagram, and I either do photo editing or I draw, and people like it when I tell cosplay stories while I'm doing those things, and so this one I told on a live stream a few months ago, and it became an instant meme among everybody who was on that live stream. People still bring it up today, which is hilarious, and in future streams people always request that I tell it, so I thought, why not tell it to the YouTubes, because this seems to be a favorite among a lot of people, so we're gonna tell it today. This is a story about how I upset, greatly disappointed, saddened a small child while I was in cosplay, and it still haunts me. It still haunts me. I still feel awful about it, but I did learn something very important, and like I've said in the past, a lot of my cosplay stories do serve as life lessons for cosplayers, so hopefully this will help people not make a child upset like I did. Let's get into the story! This took place almost a year ago now, which is crazy to think about. This was at Anime Evolution 2016, and my friends and I were cosplaying girl gang versions of the gems from Steven Universe. The designs for these cosplays were heavily inspired by Porter Robinson's Lionhearted music video, so we kind of wanted this nice little mix of like aesthetic, badass, and cute. Here we are, here's our group. I am still so thrilled that we did these cosplays together. It was such a fun group to do. Everybody looked so awesome, and I'm just, it's been a year, but I'm still really excited about this group. It was awesome. I of course was Lapis, because if you've been following me for any amount of time, you know that I kind of love Lapis. Here's what my cosplay looked like. There you go. We're just chilling out outside the convention center, which is kind of like this big open courtyard, and I'm just sitting down with my friends, and this little girl comes up to me. She's about, I would say, I'm really bad at pegging ages, but maybe like 4 or 5, and she's so cute. She's there with her mom, and she comes up to me. She looks up at me and she's like, "Excuse me, my mom says you're actually Sadness," as in Sadness from Inside Out, which I'm very much not cosplaying. Like, I can see why you would think I was Sadness, but I wasn't. So instantly there's like this 2 or 3 second period where I'm just having this like internal conflict, because I have to tell this kid either I'm not Sadness or I am Sadness, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what do I say to this child, because she's so cute and I don't want her to be upset if I tell her that I'm not Sadness, right? So like, on one hand I can tell her that I am Sadness, but then that's lying to a child, which seems very wrong, and I don't know how many lies I'm gonna have to tell like on top of that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I might have to play along, and like I don't have a lot of expertise with Inside Out, so like maybe she'll start referencing the movie to me and I like won't know what to say, or maybe she won't. I don't know, like I don't know what's gonna happen, and I don't know basically how many lies I'm gonna have to kind of subsequently pile on top of this initial lie to like roll with the situation. I don't know what to expect, right? So there's that, and like on top of that, this involves lying, and I know that's a white lie, but like lying is not something I like to do, and it always makes me like very uncomfortable, so I'm like, I don't really know about lying to a small child. Like, that doesn't seem like the right thing to do. On the other hand, if I tell her that I'm not Sadness and that I'm Lapis from Steven Universe, she either will not know who Lapis is and she'll be disappointed, or she will know who Lapis is and maybe not be as excited, but like she'll still know the character, so it'll still be cool, because unlike a lot of other things that I cosplay, Steven Universe is like a popular show at the moment. It is marketed towards kids, so there's a chance that she will know about the show, because a lot of kids these days are familiar with Steven Universe. So there's a chance that like she will know who the character is, or she'll know about the show, and even if she knows the show but doesn't know the character, like it won't be so bad, right? So this is like this very long kind of internal monologue that's going on within like the 3 seconds that I have to figure out what to say to this very small, very cute, very precious little child who I don't want to upset, I don't want to disappoint her, and so I can't figure out what the right course of action is, because again, if I tell her that I am sadness, like I don't know what that's gonna open up. Like in retrospect, it probably wouldn't have involved much like lying or like any subsequent lies, you know what I'm saying? But like I don't know what to expect, and so I'm having like this crisis, and I eventually decide that no matter what, lying to a child seems wrong. Lying to a child is not something you should do. That's the overwhelming sense that I'm getting, and it's always good to tell the truth, and I don't like lying, so like lying to a small child, that's morally wrong, so we're gonna tell her the truth, and that will be the right thing to do, because telling the truth is always the right thing to do. So I like kneel down to her, and as like gently and like nicely as I can, I'm like trying to, you know, keep up the positive energy just in case, you know, she doesn't end up knowing who the character is. I say, oh no, I'm actually Lapis from Steven Universe. That was the wrong answer. This child's face falls, just falls, and so does my heart. Like she is so disappointed. And I'm like, oh no, I did the wrong thing. Because I was really hoping, I thought like maybe she'll know who the character is. I don't know. But she didn't, and she really was hoping that I was sadness. I felt so bad. So like very upset, disappointed. She's like, but my mom said that you were sadness. And I'm like, well, I'm feeling like sadness now! Oh, and the mom has this look on her face like, oh no, I screwed up, and like, I'm feeling like, oh no, I screwed up, and it's just, I felt so bad. So the mom, she's like, do you still want to get a photo together? And the kid's like, okay, like she's so disappointed. So we get a photo together, and then they leave, and like my heart is broken. I feel so bad. So I go to my friends Madeline and Pokey. Madeline has experience playing Anna at children's birthday parties, and Pokey works with kids at summer camps. So the two of them know how to interact with children. So I go up to them and I'm like, this is what just happened. I feel really bad because I'm having like this crisis. I'm like, I just greatly disappointed and upset this sweet tiny child who just wanted a photo of sadness, and then I ruined that. I tell this to them, and they look at me and they're like, oh no man, like whatever the kid wants you to be, you gotta be that. Like it doesn't matter if you lie, it's okay to lie, you just have to be whatever they want you to be and just play along. And so I felt even worse. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I should have figured that out. Like, so the two of them can see how more concerned and upset I'm getting because of how I upset this child. And they're like, okay, but on the bright side, another thing to consider is that it was the mom who convinced her daughter that you were cosplaying sadness, and so she's not going to totally blame you for not being the character that she was. She's also going to blame her mom for like convincing her, because I think, from what I can figure out, the kid probably saw my cosplay and was like, I'm pretty sure she's not cosplaying sadness, because sadness doesn't at all dress like that whatsoever. And the mom was like, no, I'm pretty sure she's cosplaying sadness. Like, she's definitely cosplaying sadness. Let's go up and ask for a photo. Like, the mom convinced her daughter that I was cosplaying sadness. I don't know if the mom maybe thought that I was supposed to be like sexy sadness. Those are two words that should never go together. Anyway, so they say this to kind of cheer me up, but like even so, I'm still upset. But essentially that brings us to the moral of the story, which is I think a very important moral to take away, because you know, as a cosplayer you don't have a lot of experiences interacting with children a lot of the time. So often you're cosplaying things that children aren't going to get, and there aren't usually a lot of kids at conventions. So when you do encounter them, sometimes you're like me and you're just a deer in the headlights and you're like, ooh, I don't know what do I say in this situation? So the moral of the story is, lie to children. The moral of the story is, if a child comes up to you and you're in cosplay and they ask you if you're a certain character, you just say that you are. And you make them happy, and you don't upset them like I did, and then everything will be fine, and you won't be beside yourself for the rest of the convention. That's the moral of the story. See, what makes this doubly hard for me is the fact that I remember when I was that age and being in that same situation and seeing people in costumes, especially young ladies, sometimes like at fairs and stuff, they would be dressed as like fairies or princesses or fairy princesses, I don't know, right? And to me, as a child, that was the coolest thing ever. Like, I remember idolizing these young ladies, and the idea of getting to meet with them and like interact with them and get a photo with them was just like the coolest thing ever. And especially like Disney face characters. I've never been to Disneyland, but as a kid I would see pictures and videos of face characters and I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. So I understand where kids are coming from when they see me dressed as a character that maybe they recognize or they think is another character, and I just really want them to have like that awesome moment that like I had as a kid, right? And so the fact that I made this kid so disappointed just makes me so upset. But on the bright side, I have learned from it, and the next time this happens, I know exactly what to do, and I'm not gonna screw up, and I'm not gonna upset the child, and so there you go. That's the time that I upset a small child by telling her that I wasn't Sadness from Inside Out. So next time I'm cosplaying Lapis and the kid thinks that I'm Sadness, yes, I am Sadness. Yes, hello, I'm from Inside Out. Let's get a photo together. So there you go. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, really appreciate it. It's been really awesome reading your guys' comments on my other Storytime videos about your personal experiences. Unfortunately, my last video got so many comments that I couldn't keep up with them, but I've been trying to read them all, doing my very best, and responding wherever I can, giving a lot of hearts out to all those comments because, again, it's really awesome to hear your guys' stories, and it makes me feel better about screwing up like this. So I don't know, if you guys have similar experiences to this one, please let me know. We can commiserate together and learn from each other's mistakes and not upset any more children because I still feel so bad. Anyway, again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and that you have an awesome rest of your week, and I'll see you guys all next Friday. But until then, Panda Faces, please be sure, take care. Goodbye. Spilled water on my carpet. I'm just gonna mop it up with my foot, you know, like you do.